Once again, welcome back to Crypto Toro. On today's video, I'm going to talk about all type of cryptocurrencies, and I'm very glad you're watching this video. So thank you very much once again for joining this live stream. And if you have any questions, don't forget to ask those down below in the comment section. So let's take a quick look and let's get started. So what I wanted to tell you is right now something very important is going on. We have a working Discord server, and it will be highly appreciated if you joined the server. It looks like this. You have announcements when the videos are online, and also there are chats, games, and other types of places where you can talk about crypto and exchange your knowledge. So that's something very fun to take a look at. So the Crypto Toro server on Discord. It would be highly appreciated if you joined us as well. So thank you very much once again for watching, and let's take a look at how crypto is doing right away. So what I wanted actually to enable is CoinMarketCap to take a look at those red numbers on today's chart. We are seeing that the price action of Bitcoin during the past 24 hours has been down for almost 12%, 11.6%, and most major cryptocurrencies did follow. We saw Ethereum almost 14% going down. We also saw, for example, Polkadot almost 17% towards the downside, and we saw Internet Computer as well 21% towards the downside. And what I wanted to show you something really quick is actually that Internet Computer, since they launched this project approximately 1 month ago, that has been declining in price ever since, and right now we are at current all-time low at 81 cents, because I do not count this start price when it was launched. So amazing. So Melvin Koopmans, yo, buy the dip. Of course we are buying the dip. I'm very glad you're joining us once again, and I really appreciate you that you are still having faith in the overall market, because I do, and I'm for sure that lots of us will. But I wanted to show you this just very quickly, that almost every coin is right now towards the downside. And let's take a look at Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is performing. So we saw Bitcoin previously during this couple of weeks before the day of today. We saw Bitcoin trading inside of this symmetrical triangle, or you could say an ascent. Yeah, well, it's a symmetrical triangle on the US dollar chart, and right now Bitcoin broke down below it, and we saw that it is right now trading at currently $31,883. And for sure, I personally think that this level where we're currently at inside of the orange box will be holding strong for sure. And why I personally think that this level is a level of major importance is, as I said before, I thought that we would be trading in between the orange box and the $42,000 level up here at the white line, because that's a resistance line of utmost importance. But as you could see inside of the orange box, we have traded quite a lot lately. So that is for sure something that you want to take into consideration and into account if you would like to see what the price action of Bitcoin is going to be. And for sure right now we see that Bitcoin is trading inside of this previous support and resistance inside of the orange box. And if Bitcoin falls even further, I personally think that we will for sure see Bitcoin finding support at approximately $30,000, 529. And that is my personal opinion, of course. And once again, welcome back, Amir Selstra. I'm very glad you are joining the live stream, and I really appreciate your support. So let's take a look at this measurement of this breakout towards the downside and what it could possibly look like. So we can measure it in two different ways. I'm going to measure it for now just like this, from the beginning of this symmetrical triangle all the way from its descending resistance towards the beginning of the ascending support line, and I will take the measurement and place it over here. So if we break out all the way towards the downside and we take this measurement, of course we will be breaking out all the way towards the level of $27,961. For sure, I think this won't be happening. As I said before, I think this level of support and resistance will be a major level of support at 30,590. Let's see, what did I 29 cents. So for sure, I think we will stay inside of the orange box, also because we saw previously that we were getting supported at this level. But this is the possible breakout towards the downside, and if this breakout occurs, it would be a breakout of approximately, let's take a quick look, 22.5%, almost 23%. And that is also why I wanted to take a look at this Cointelegraph news article about cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin will dip to 25,000 to 25k if this trader 20% crypto crash forecast comes true. So yeah, for sure I would put a pretty big buy order at 29k, Melvin. That's a really good idea. So commentators are calling for a deeper crypto dive that would see Bitcoin price action close to 20,000 to 30,000 in the short term. Bitcoin is heading for absolute carnage that will result in a trip to around 25k. A popular trader has warned as bullish signals disappear for Bitcoin. In characteristically direct tweets this week, Twitter user Cobra Crypto warned that 20% is about to shave off the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization. So actually, Cobra Crypto was someone who was telling us that this would be a major moment towards the downside on the Bitcoin price action, and he was absolutely right. And I personally think that we won't be seeing Bitcoin heading towards the 25k level, but for sure we will be supported on the 30k level. If he is right, that would mean that we will still see a major decline of the price action of Bitcoin, but I personally think that won't be happening. So if you are interested in this news article, I will be placing it down below when I end this live stream. If you would like to read it, you can just search it up down below in the description section underneath the schedule. You will find a part where it says information and links, and that is just very important to take a look at if you would like to read the article back, or you can go to Cointelegraph as well. And also, if you're interested in trading Bitcoin, do not forget to use the links down below in the description section. You will be supporting the channel by doing so. And if we take a look at Bitcoin, well, this is a possible breakout towards the downside, but let's take a look at why I personally think that we will be getting supported. And I'm right now looking at the 4-hourly time frame, and I am enabling the EMA ribbon, but the EMA ribbon is taking quite a long time to load, so I personally hope it will be working. So yes, right now, as you can see, we were able to find support on top of the EMA ribbon at this particular point in time. For sure, that was something very, very exciting to take a look at, but I will actually take a clean chart, enable the EMA ribbon over here, because I think this is a more clearer view, especially for you who are watching this live stream. And if we take a look at this certain point in time, at approximately the 2nd of June, we were able to break above the EMA ribbon, and we were getting supported by the EMA ribbon at this period of time. Afterwards, we went even further up, but right now we saw that Bitcoin broke once again below the EMA ribbon several times, got rejected once it tried to break out above this level of resistance, and went down below as well. And once we tried to retest the EMA ribbon for the second time, we were rejected once again, and we saw this decline in the price action of Bitcoin, and we saw this major move of approximately, let's take a quick look, 12% towards the downside getting started. So that's today's dip. And for sure, I personally think that the EMA ribbon, as you saw previously, is serving as a major level of resistance. And yes, this is something of utmost importance because the EMA ribbon has rejected us many times. And yeah, I personally was very excited when we saw Bitcoin head above the EMA ribbon, finding support on top of it. But right now, we're currently still inside of this downtrend. And what I personally think is that we could be heading towards even lower levels, as I said before, towards the $30,529. Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to let you see right now on the EMA with the EMA ribbon. But I will be also heading towards the daily chart, because I think that is something of utmost importance to take a look at, because on the daily chart I think the patterns are more significant, and they are than on the 4-hourly or on the 5 minutes chart. And that is also why I will be enabling the moving averages. And what we're seeing is that the moving averages are currently serving as overhead resistance over here. The red one is the 200-day moving average, the green one is the 50-day moving average, and the yellow one is the 100-day moving average. And for sure, these three on the daily time frame as serving as major resistance that we have to break through before heading even further towards the upside. And Melvin Comas, you're saying, yeah, I lost some money at that point. And Melvin Comas, you're also saying, is there a bullish divergence? And I wanted to talk about the RSI in just a minute. So yeah, we have to take into consideration the moving averages. And also, if we take a look at the RSI, and I think personally, we won't be seeing a bullish divergence on the daily chart. As you can see over here, it's still looking quite good. But as you said, it is looking good, but we are seeing a bullish divergence on the daily time frame. And why we are seeing this is because we spotted this over here. Now, well, let's say the wicks of the candles are counting at this point, and that's personally why I don't think we're seeing a bullish divergence on the 4-hourly. But if we take a look, for example, at the 1-hourly time frame, it is very probable that we will be seeing or spotting a bullish divergence at that certain moment in time. So let's take a look at the 1-hourly time frame for Bitcoin and what we are seeing. So we are seeing here a lower low getting created on the RSI and a lower low on the chart. Let's zoom in just a little bit more on the RSI to take a look what it's telling us. And what we're seeing actually right over here, I would not call this a bullish divergence. We are seeing a higher high getting created. We are seeing a higher low getting created, and we are also seeing a lower low on the chart, on the price action of Bitcoin. But it is not as significant to already call this a bullish divergence. And let's take a look just to be sure there are not any type of bearish divergence right now on the 1-hourly chart, and we are not seeing anything in particular. We are not seeing any higher highs getting created and lower highs on the RSI, or the either opposite way. If we take a look at the 15 minutes chart, we might be seeing a bullish divergence over there. And what I personally think is that, well, as you can see, we are not spotting any type of bullish or bearish divergence. So just to answer your quick question, Melvin, is actually, I personally think that on the daily chart, if we do not count the candle top, the candle wicks, and we only count the bodies of the candles, we are for sure seeing a bullish divergence. As you can see here, we had a higher low and a lower low on the price action of Bitcoin, and we saw a lower low and a higher low on the RSI. So for sure, this is a confirmed bullish divergence if we are not taking the wicks into consideration. So yeah, if we do not count the wicks, for sure we are seeing a bullish divergence on the daily chart. And as I said before, the daily chart is the most significant chart to take a look at. So if we see a bullish divergence on the daily chart, it will be of utmost importance for sure. Also, I wanted to enable the EMA ribbon to take a look at where it's currently standing at and on the daily chart. And as I showed you before, the moving averages are serving as major levels of upper resistance. And currently what we are seeing is that the EMA ribbon is serving as a major level of resistance as well at this certain point in time. And we have to break above or inside the EMA ribbon and not get rejected before we head even further all the way up towards that 42k level, all around, let's take a look, approximately around here. So if we go back towards the chart where I have the, let's see, the 42k selected and also the orange box, and we go once again to the 4-hourly time frame, what we're seeing over here is not just this breakout towards the downside getting started, but we're also seeing that we are trading inside of the orange box. As I said previously during my channel and during the live streams, I said that I personally think that we will be trading sideways in between these two levels of support and resistance before heading even further. Currently, we broke below this level of support at $33,427. So it is probable that we will see Bitcoin head even further down and find support on top of the $30,529 level. For sure, I think this is something very probable to happen, and I don't think that we will be heading even further down if you ask me. But of course, that could be possible. That is also why I would like to enable the Bitcoin chart compared to US dollar. And this time I will be, let's take a look. Let's take the Bybit perpetual contract chart, and if we place it all the way up, this is a clear chart. This is personally why I wanted to take a look at this chart, is because I could place a Fibonacci retracement even better this way. So if we take a look at the Bitcoin perpetual chart on the contracts, we are seeing this major downtrend on Bitcoin, and this is also why I would like to enable the Fibonacci retracement level from swing high towards swing low, especially because currently we are inside of a downtrend. I'm very sorry for this. I'm just trying to select the wick all the way down. Let's take a look if the measurement is correctly. Yeah, well, perfect. And what we are seeing is actually this Fibonacci is telling us that we are seeing this major movement towards the upside getting started. If we see a movement towards the upside, these are the levels of support and resistance. But also, if we break out towards the downside at $29,779 is also where the previous wick was supported of this candle. And once we saw the price action once again towards the upside. So for sure, I think this 0-point Fibonacci level will be of utmost importance. And right now, if you're currently looking at Bitcoin, I personally think that we will be finding support around the $30,000 level. So that's my personal opinion for Bitcoin, because if we still find support around the $30,000 level, we will be just trading, as I thought, inside of the 30,000, in between $30,000 and $42,000 before heading even further. I will be placing also a Fibonacci retracement from its swing high at the beginning of the bull market towards its swing high, and we are taking a look at where we are currently standing at. And as you can see, if we take a look at this Fibonacci retracement, it is actually telling us that it might be possible that we will break out even further towards the downside, further below the $30,000 level, all the way towards the 27,861 level. And that is also if we measure the symmetrical triangle as we did before. Let's take a quick look. Let's measure the symmetrical triangle over here. And if we take a look at this symmetrical triangle, just give me 1 second, please. We see that this possible breakout towards the downside would be a major breakout. And if we take a look at where it could be heading towards, we are seeing that it's actually heading all the way below the $27,000 level, all the way towards a $25,000 level. And this is also why I wanted to show you this news article. I won't be reading it out loud, but if you want to take a look at it, don't forget to read on Cointelegraph. You will be finding this very good news article, and down below on the description you will find it as well once I am finished with my live stream. And also, for people that are watching right now on the live stream, if you're interested in joining our Discord server, you have to use the link down below in the description, and you will be able to get inside of the server, and you will be welcomed by me, Sakes. By entering the Crypto Toro community, you will be able to share your knowledge about crypto with others, and also get informed about all updates surrounding the YouTube content that I'm making. So further, I wanted to take a look at something else, and let's take a look. ANS 496. So is this Rover's son or little bro? No, I'm not Rover's son. I'm just a good friend of Crypto Rover. I know him for quite a while, and we invested in cryptocurrencies before he started his YouTube channel. We were always together figuring out what for cryptocurrencies we wanted, and that's why we became very well known with the overall cryptocurrency space and in general. And this is also why I wanted to tell you that what I personally think is that Bitcoin will be finding support inside of the orange box level, but it could be possibly heading to the 25k for sure. So if it heads even further down below, I do not have the levels of support and resistance over there. I will be drawing those for the next video tomorrow, but I personally think Bitcoin is not holding strong quite well at this certain moment, and I will be enabling the MACD lastly before heading further. And what we are seeing on the MACD is actually something quite significant. We are seeing a second crossover on the momentum, and it might be possible that we will see a huge momentum towards the downside getting started on the MACD, as we saw previously on Bitcoin as well. Once we saw the drop, we saw the MACD for quite a while trading significantly low, and right over here we are seeing that this particular point is actually giving us detailed information that we are seeing even more momentum towards the downside getting created. And yeah, for sure, I personally think that the crossover won't be anytime soon, so that we will still see momentum towards the downside getting started on the MACD on the 4-hourly time frame, and that is not as good as I personally would like to see Bitcoin performing. So currently, Bitcoin price action will be towards the downside. I personally think it will be holding strong at $30,000, but if it doesn't find support on top of it, it will be heading towards the $27,000 or $25,000. So, Melvin Compounds, do you live in the Netherlands? Yes, I do. I do live in the Netherlands, and I've lived there for 12 years already. So, thank you very much for asking. What I think is something of utmost importance, if we see this downtrend still proceed towards the downside, I think most importantly is that we will be holding strong on top of this downward sloping support that was previous resistance. As we saw here, we got multiple times rejected by it before we were able to break above this downward sloping resistance and heading sideways afterwards. So if we break even further towards the downside, I personally think that we will have to see Bitcoin somewhere in the future finding support on top of this downward sloping support line, and I will be taking this line for sure into consideration as a major level of support once it heads towards this level at approximately, well, too low to actually take a look at where it's going. Right now, just keep in mind that Bitcoin will be heading towards the 30k for sure, and it might be breaking even further down below towards the 27 or 25k. Do you think the bull run is over? So for sure, my personal opinion is that a setback during a uptrend, as we saw during the overall market, and I will be going towards the clear chart once more, I don't think the bull run is over, especially because if we saw this major pump towards the upside getting started, and right now we are seeing this major downtrend getting created. And if we measure it from its all-time high towards its all-time low, just give me a second, please. Let's say we measure it until where we are currently at. It's also just still a 50% correction, and a 50% correction during an overall uptrend on Bitcoin is not actually as significant as you might think. And lots of people are right now actually very, very fearful. If we take a look at the fear indicator for Bitcoin, I unfortunately do not have it over here, so I will be fear index Bitcoin. If we take a look at the crypto fear index, we are seeing over here that it is extremely fearful. People are extremely fearful during the past couple of days, and once there is fear, you have to know one thing for sure, and that is that you have to buy Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if we are going even further down. That's just, of course, my personal opinion. I would not like Bitcoin heading towards the 10k level for sure. I don't think it will happen, but I personally think that a 50% setback is just a really, really great point to accumulate more Bitcoin at cheaper prices, especially because I personally think that a setback even further, lower than the 25K, will be almost unknown. Especially because eventually we will see Bitcoin getting supported at some point, and after that we will see a trend reversal getting started. I personally thought that the trend reversal would occur at this levels where we're currently trading at, especially because we saw this symmetrical triangle getting started, and the breakout towards the upside was, for me personally, more likely after we saw on the 4-hourly time frame that we broke above the EMA ribbon for a while and found support on top of it once we were testing the downward sloping resistance of this symmetrical triangle. Unfortunately, we got rejected by the downward sloping resistance, and also we got rejected by the EMA ribbon, and that is why we are seeing the current price action of Bitcoin. So for sure, I think this is very, very important to take a look at. And yeah, I personally think that we won't be heading further down than 25K. I personally think that still right now the 30,000 level is the zone where I'm currently taking closely, that I'm closely monitoring for this moment. I think this level at $30,000 and $30,484, that's the level where I want Bitcoin to find support on before going back up once again. And just to give you a even better look at what is currently happening is this over here. If we zoom in a little bit further, we will disable the EMA ribbon, and I will be also removing this lines of the symmetrical triangle. What we are seeing on the volume levels is actually that the volume is confirming a little bit this drop towards the downside. But if we take a look at the volume, for example, on the 2-hourly chart, what we are seeing is that there aren't huge amounts of volumes actually towards the downside. We saw these major spikes of volume here at this point in time over here. We saw a major spike of negative volume towards the downside, and we saw Bitcoin getting rejected afterwards. But right now the volume is still very low, and especially previous to what we're currently seeing, the volume in this accumulation phase was for sure very low. And this is also why I think personally that we are currently seeing a trap getting created. This could possibly be just a move towards the downside that eventually will be recovering rather quickly in a V-shaped formation. So Pim Crypto, welcome to this live chat, and I really appreciate you watching this video. Let's take a look even further what I wanted to show you. So this is the volume. I personally think it is very significant because the volume has to confirm the trend, and currently it is not confirming that we are seeing a major sell-off. The volume is still regularly low, so for sure the volume is not confirming the overall move towards the downside. And as I said before, if we find support on the $30,000 level and trade in between the 30,000 and 42K, we will for sure head towards the upside eventually. So let's take a look. Does anyone want me to talk about a specific type of cryptocurrency, or do you want me to just proceed with the cryptocurrency of my preference? Okay, I will be heading further and I will be taking a look at Litecoin. I'm a huge fan of Litecoin. As I said before, I've always seen Litecoin as a big cryptocurrency asset. It has a lot of aspects that I really like, and I personally think it has a major potential to break towards the upside for sure. What we are currently seeing is also that Litecoin did not get struck by Bitcoin as hard as it could have been hit after this momentum towards the downside was created. Because if we select this over here as well, we place a third horizontal line of support and resistance, we are seeing that we are currently just at this certain level on Litecoin where we are trading inside of a parallel channel, and I will be placing the parallel channel for you just to take a look at it as well. So if we select the parallel channel just like this, you are seeing that Litecoin is right now still trading inside of this parallel channel, and I think this is something of utmost importance, especially because if we stay inside of this parallel channel and Litecoin finds support on top of this level over here compared to Bitcoin, we will for sure see Litecoin once again breaking out towards the upside and getting inside of this parallel channel. So there are many people asking me for Ethereum, Chainlink, XRP, or Algo, and I will be taking a look at XRP for sure, and I will be asking you the question once again a little bit later on. So also I wanted to tell you that I'm very sorry that I do not have a camera on today's live stream. That is just due to a technical difficulty, but I hope you're still enjoying the content so far. And I will be enabling as well the moving averages on the daily time frame for Litecoin. And what we are seeing, especially over here, is something very important. That is, we are getting supported right now by the 100-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average is just a tad small. Sorry, the 200-day moving average is just a tiny bit underneath us, and for sure that is something very important to take a look at, because I personally think that if we break below this level of support at where we're currently trading above, we will be finding support for sure on the next level of support, especially because the 200-day moving average will be also serving as a major level of support for sure. So let's take a look. Nike Ninja, welcome to the stream. I really appreciate you being here. And as you all know, Nike Ninja is one of the people that is already inside of our Discord server, and it will be highly appreciated if you did that as well. So you can just go to the link down below and you can join our Discord server, where you will be able to exchange all your crypto news and knowledge with others. And I will be also updating my videos, and also will be placing several types of techniques to trade different type of patterns when it occurs that you have a possibility. So currently what I'm seeing over here is that the moving averages are actually supporting Litecoin on the daily time frame. And also if we take a look at the EMA ribbon, if it loads, we are seeing that we broke below the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, and that is right now actually serving as overhead resistance, and we are seeing a crossover at any time soon. This for sure is nothing you would like to see, because this is telling us that it will be serving as a major level of resistance, as it already did. We were rejected multiple times once we tried to break above the EMA ribbon, but once the EMA ribbon, the shorts take over the longs, we will see more momentum towards the downside getting created. And that is also why I would like to enable the MACD. And the MACD is actually telling us that there will be a crossover anytime soon on the daily time frame. And I personally think how it's currently looking like, we will be seeing a major move towards the downside getting started. It might be very possible that the MACD won't be crossing over, or will cross over just for a small period of time before heading even further towards the downside. And this is why I would like to disable these and head towards the Litecoin compared to US dollar chart on the 4-hourly time frame. So what we are seeing over here on the 4-hourly time frame is this potential move towards the upside that did not occur, but what you are seeing as well is this major parallel channel that I had already drawn, and you can see that we are currently breaking underneath the parallel channel, and once this happens or occurs, it is very likely that we will see momentum towards the downside getting created. And how far will the price action of Litecoin actually go towards? So Litecoin could be heading towards the level at approximately, let's take a quick look, at $130. I personally think that if Litecoin breaks even further down below this level of support where it's currently trading above at $147, we will for sure see Litecoin heading towards a $130 level, especially because we saw also the momentum indicator on the daily time frame compared to Bitcoin telling us that there will be most likely a momentum switch towards the downside getting created, because we have the moving averages supporting us still, but the EMA ribbon is serving as a major level of resistance. So the EMA ribbon is actually crashing the party for Litecoin for sure. And if we take a look a little bit more closely, and we enable the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame compared to the US dollar, we are seeing that the EMA ribbon actually is serving as a major level of resistance on this upper part over here. We got rejected multiple times before we broke below this horizontal level of support, and we are currently seeing this downtrend getting started. So for sure, I personally think that we will be heading towards the $130 level before Litecoin will be finding support anytime soon. I might be wrong as well, and that would be very nice to see if we find support on top of the $147 level. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for joining the Melvin Cobons, thank you very much for joining the Discord server for sure. And if you're interested in keeping up to date about all the things that we are doing on CryptoToro, don't forget to join the Discord server as well. And this is what I personally think that will occur on the Litecoin price action. And as I told you before, I will be also taking a quick look into XRP right now. So let's take a look at XRP and where it's currently at. So let's take a look firstly at XRP compared to Bitcoin. XRP compared to Bitcoin, we saw this major ascending ascending support line. We broke underneath it, and right now we are currently trading just underneath this major level of overhead resistance that is over here. It's an ascending resistance line right now. And what you're seeing that compared to Bitcoin, we saw a minor move towards the downside getting started, but you could still say that we are right now trading inside or in between these two levels of Fibonacci, inside of the 0.236 and the 0.382. So that is something very nice to take a look at, that it's still holding quite strong compared to Bitcoin, and we did not saw XRP breaking below the 0.236. As you saw previously, this is a major level of resistance during the past couple of weeks, and I think is something of utmost importance to take a look at, that we will stay above this level of support for the current moment. So if we break even further towards the downside, I'm especially hoping for XRP to find support on top of this level. Otherwise, we will for sure see a breakout all the way towards the level where we were getting rejected after we found support on it. So very, very nice to see this. And also I would like to enable the RSI. So if we enable the RSI on this chart, on the 4-hourly chart compared to Bitcoin, what we're currently seeing is nothing as significant at all. You can see that over here we have a lower high getting created. We have a lower high on the RSI, so there is not any type of bearish divergence, and we are seeing a low getting created over here. The second low is actually at almost the same part, and as well what we're seeing over here is that the RSI is also currently exactly the same, not having a higher low or a lower low. As we are seeing on the chart, there's nothing going on right now. And if we head towards the daily time frame and we enable the moving averages, what we are seeing over here is something very interesting and very important, if you ask me for sure. You are seeing that we are getting supported at this certain moment in time by the 50-day moving average compared to Bitcoin on the daily chart. And the daily chart is of utmost significance. So I personally am very pumped about this, because if XRP decides to break below the 50-day moving average, it will not be only finding support on top of the 0.236, but if it breaks even further below it, there will be two moving averages supporting XRP before it heads even further down. And I personally think this will occur if XRP breaks towards the downside. It will get supported by the moving averages over here. The yellow one is the 100-day moving average, and the red one is the 200-day moving average. For sure, very important to take into consideration if the price action compared to Bitcoin is if the strength compared to Bitcoin is going even further down. So right now, this is just how it looks compared to Bitcoin. If we take a look at XRP compared to the US dollar, and we enable as well the daily time frame and the moving averages, just a quick second because it's still loading, what we are seeing here is something similar but still a little bit different, and that is actually that we saw this descending triangle getting created. So if we take a look at where it could possibly be heading towards, this move towards the downside could be heading all the way towards this 0.70 cents. So that will be at approximately over here, but currently it is finding support on top of the 200-day moving average. And right now we are at a very critical point, because what you're seeing over here is once XRP tried to break out above this horizontal level of resistance of the ascending triangle, or above the 100-day moving average, it got rejected immediately, and it tried it for 2 times before it broke below this ascending support line of the ascending triangle. And right now we are currently seeing that the daily candle is right now currently trading just on top of the 200-day moving average. And if this candle is not able to close above the 200-day moving average, I think it is very likely that we will be seeing XRP trading towards the 0.70 cents before heading even further. So Melvin, you are saying the Discord link is not working currently. So I am very sorry for that. I do not know how that could possibly happen. I will be taking a quick look at why this is not actually working. And if you are right now, just let's take a look, going to the Discord server or to the link down below, you will see that it is working right now. I think I made a small mistake previously by using the settings of my previous live stream during this live stream, and that is why it did not update the link for the Discord server. Very sorry for that, and right now it should be working. So the Discord link down below should be working right now. So let's take a look at what I wanted to show you on the XRP chart. So right now we are currently seeing that we are on top of the 200-day moving average. Very important to see what will occur further. And let's take a look at the MACD also on the daily time frame, because that's something very, very important to take into consideration. And we are seeing something I think is not very, very helpful. The MACD is actually having a crossover right now, and this crossover is indicating that we will see the price movement of XRP going even further towards the downside. So how could this possibly look like? We could be seeing a move of XRP all the way towards here on the MACD indicator, and once we see such big momentum towards the downside as we saw previously, you can take a look over here. When we saw this major momentum towards the downside getting started, we saw also that the price action of XRP compared to the US dollar was almost 44% towards the downside. And that's also what we saw here. Once we saw momentum towards the downside getting started, we see that the price action is almost, very sorry for this, that the price action is actually also 54% towards the downside. So for sure, something very important to take into consideration, that right now we are seeing this momentum switch on the MACD, and that we will be for sure seeing major momentum towards the downside getting started. And if we see once again a major drop towards the downside, it is very possible that we will be heading even further down than the 0.70 cents level, especially because we also broke out of this ascending triangle. Yes, for sure, these triangles tend to break out towards the upside instead than towards the downside. But as we saw previously, the previous trend wasn't a uptrend, it was a downtrend for sure, and that is also why this triangle was also very likely to proceed towards the downside. So yeah, for sure this isn't looking as good as it should be, and I will be heading towards the 4-hourly time frame. So I'm sorry that it's loading so slow today. I do not know what is actually going on, but it's loaded right now, so it's fine. And I am actually going to place a few more levels of support and resistance just to show you where this could possibly be heading towards if we see a breakout towards the downside getting started. So if you could please give me 1 second. Also, thank you very much, Mike Koopmans, for joining the Discord. And I do really hope that the link right now is working. And I do apologize for the inconvenience. So, as you see, I draw a few levels of support and resistance. And what I'm currently seeing is that if we break even further towards the downside, and we are, for example, breaking all the way towards the downside from this point on 55%, for example, just something similar to what we saw previously, we would be heading all the way down towards the $50 cent level on XRP. And I for sure think that this would be very, very unhealthy for the overall trend, because then we would be seeing a major momentum towards the downside getting started. So for XRP currently, it is of utmost importance for XRP to stay above the 0.70 level, and if it does not find support on top of it, that it finds support on top of the 0.64 level. Otherwise, we will be heading towards the 0.50 cent in a matter of time. Also, I will be enabling the MACD just lastly to take a look at XRP and how it is performing and how the EMA ribbon is looking. And I personally think that the EMA ribbon might be rejecting us on this chart as well. It is just quite unfortunate that the EMA ribbon is actually loading this slowly, because I hoped it would be a little bit faster. And what we're seeing, as I told you before, we were able to break above the EMA ribbon. We found support on top of it. We had a small period of time once the long took over the shorts, but unfortunately we were rejected immediately by this horizontal level of resistance at approximately $1.05, and we broke below the EMA ribbon, and right now we are finding it quite difficult, and we got rejected already twice, and that's also why we were able to break below this ascending support line, and we are currently seeing this major move towards the downside getting started. So for sure the EMA ribbon will also serve as a major level of overhead resistance, and all these indicators are telling me that it is very likely that we will be heading further down during the upcoming days, especially if we do not see XRP closing above the moving averages as I showed you before. It is very important to see XRP closing above the moving averages for sure, because these moving averages are actually serving as major levels of resistance and support. And right now we are still currently getting supported by the 200-day moving average, and I personally think and hope that we will stay above the 200-day moving average. So perfect. Let's take a look what anyone else is saying in the live stream chat. And what we are seeing over here is, like, Ninja, you are telling me, would you like to see Bitcoin or Ethereum? So I would like to take a look at Ethereum for sure. We discussed Bitcoin already during the first minutes during this live stream, so if you would like to take a look at Bitcoin, don't forget to look a little bit further in the beginning. You will see that we talked about Bitcoin already, so that's for sure something I wanted to tell you. And let's take a look at Ethereum right over here. So we are taking a look at Ethereum and what it's doing right now. And we're seeing that on the daily time frame, Ethereum is getting supported by the 100-day moving average, and it's actually trading above my orange box. And I think personally that is something very good to take a look at, because if Ethereum finds support on top of the orange box, it will be for sure very healthy for Ethereum compared to the US dollar, because then you would be still seeing a type of, let's say, ascending triangle getting formed on the daily time frame. And once a pattern forms itself on the daily time frame, it is more significant than once it does occur on the, for example, 4-hourly or 15 minutes time frame. So for sure, these time frames are very important to try to see what the overall trend of Ethereum will do in the upcoming days. So this ascending triangle, we saw already multiple touch points on the upper part on the horizontal resistance line. We saw this touch point over here, and we saw these two candles very closely touching the horizontal level of resistance. But most importantly, we found already two times support on this ascending support line, and right now we are retesting that support line once again. So I personally think it is very important to stay above this ascending support line on the daily time frame for Ethereum, and especially also because the 100-day moving average could serve as a major level of support. And if the daily candle is able to close above this 100-day moving average, we will for sure be heading towards the upside. And Melvin Koopmans is here once again, and thank you very much for joining the Discord server. And for the ones who are just joined us on this live stream, do not forget that you can join our Discord server down below, and you will be able to talk and exchange your crypto thoughts with others. Let's take a little bit closer look at Ethereum on the 4-hourly time frame also. And what are we seeing on the 4-hourly time frame? We are seeing that on the 4-hourly time frame, it looks a little bit different. We are seeing that we are currently underneath the moving underneath this upward sloping support. But the triangle is also a little bit different over here. So this is actually a pattern that I would only take into consideration on the daily time frame. And on the 4-hourly time frame, it doesn't look as good as it should, because over here you could be saying that we are actually seeing a breakout of this ascending triangle that got created firstly. So you are seeing this ascending triangle towards the upside. These triangles tend to break out towards the upside, but on the 4-hourly time frame, we broke we broke below the upward sloping support, and we are heading further down. So it is very likely that we will be heading towards this level over here at approximately $2,060 for Ethereum before it will get supported. And also, very important, the moving averages are just above us, and they are serving as major levels of resistance on the 4-hourly time frame. And also, these are very significant levels to take a look and to take into consideration, because this could be potential huge levels to break above. So this is a major resistance, you guys, what we're seeing over here. And if we enable the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame compared to the US dollar, we are also seeing that for the very first time we broke once again below the EMA ribbon, and the shorts are taking over the longs. So this is very, very important, because this is telling us that we are quite likely seeing Ethereum breaking further down all the way towards the $2,060 level. So let's enable the RSI, and I will take a look at the RSI not just on the 4-hourly time frame, but also on a different time frame, like a lower time frame, to see if we are spotting any type of bullish divergence on the smaller time frames, or bearish divergence, also very important to take into consideration. And what we're seeing over here is actually, unfortunately, we do not see any type of bullish or bearish divergence on the 4-hourly chart. I will be heading towards the 1-hourly chart on Ethereum compared to US dollar, where we are currently not seeing a bullish or bearish divergence either. So I think we just have to wait out how this will be playing itself. But what I think is something very important and something that gives me still a quite good feeling on the Ethereum chart, that Ethereum will be able, even though there are a lot of indicators very bad and very not helpful on the Ethereum chart at this moment, we are seeing that the RSI is actually telling us that we are oversold. And once Ethereum is oversold, we saw it in the past as well, it is very likely that we will see the price action of Ethereum recover rather quickly afterwards. So once the RSI is below the dotted line on the lower part of the RSI, on the lower part of the orange purple box, sorry, it is very likely that we will see the RSI recover rather quickly, and we would see the price action of Ethereum also heading towards the upside. You could see that also at this part. Once we broke below the dotted line, we saw a small uptrend towards the upside getting started, and for sure I think this is very probable once more, and that we will get supported at this $2,279 level. So that is possible, but if we are not getting supported, we will eventually get supported at the $2,060 and $60 level. But I personally think that is very, very unrealistic. If we see the RSI is telling us that it is very likely that we will see the price action of Ethereum reversing anytime soon on the 1 hourly time frame for sure. So let's take a look also at Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. Very important chart to take a look at, especially because, you know, Bitcoin is the market leader. If you are enjoying the live stream so far, do not forget to hit that like button as well. It would be highly appreciated. You will be supporting the channel by doing so. And what we are seeing here on the compared to Bitcoin chart is something very, very fun to take a look at. And that's actually over here. You are seeing this line, this blue line, what I've drawn. And this line is actually the uptrend of Ethereum. And we are currently, I will be placing it just a little bit neater for you over here. Just like that. We saw that once Ethereum tried to break above this upward sloping resistance, it wasn't able to find support on top of it as it did previously already 3 times, and it got rejected by it. Once Ethereum got rejected, we saw that right now we are still climbing towards the upside, and it is just a matter of time before we will see a second test of this upward sloping resistance, and maybe it would be possible for Ethereum to break above it. Once Ethereum does so, it is just a matter of time before we will see a potential huge move towards the upside getting started. But currently, we are not seeing that so far. So let's enable the EMA ribbon compared to Bitcoin and take a look at what it's currently saying to us. And what we're seeing over here is actually something quite good and rather different than on other charts. That's actually because on the Bitcoin chart, Ethereum is still able to find support on top of the EMA ribbon. Yes, it's currently trading inside of the EMA ribbon, but as you saw previously, it did also on the 3rd of June, and after that, the EMA ribbon was able to support Ethereum, and it broke towards the upside. And I personally think that is very, very important, because if Ethereum finds support on top of the EMA ribbon, I personally think that we will be seeing a major move towards the upside compared to Bitcoin get started, and Ethereum will be finding support also on top of this level of support where it's currently trading underneath on the daily on the 4-hourly candle. And it would be very nice if Ethereum was able to close the 4-hourly candle above this level of support where we're currently trading at. The EMA ribbon compared to Bitcoin is looking good and holding strong, so that is something very interesting to take a look at and to take into consideration. And if we go to the daily time frame and we enable the moving averages, let's take a look what the Ethereum chart is saying to us. If we enable the moving averages, I personally think, yeah, they are way below us on the daily chart. So they are way below the strength compared to Bitcoin, and that is just something amazing, especially because if this breaks out towards the downside, it will still find support on top of all three moving averages before it is breaking down even further. So it is not looking as strong on the daily on the compared to US dollar chart, but on the Bitcoin chart, Ethereum is holding strong, especially if you take the moving averages into consideration and also the EMA ribbon. You are just seeing that Ethereum is right now just still very, very bullish compared to Bitcoin. And I think this won't be stopping anytime soon. I think personally we will see eventually Ethereum breaking out above this upward sloping resistance and finding support on top of it, and after it does so, we will see a major move towards the upside getting started. But for now, I think personally, if it just stays above the EMA ribbon, above this level of support where it's currently trading at, that's for sure something very good for the overall market, of course, as well. So this is something I wanted to show you, and right now I'm currently 1 hour live. I really appreciate you guys watching this live stream. If you did, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and also the like button down below in the description section. And if you are interested in my tweets, don't forget to join my Twitter as well. And I do have a question of Melvin Koopmans. Will Ethereum trade Bitcoin white it? White it? What do you mean with white it, Melvin Koopmans? Trade Ethereum white. Personally, I think that Ethereum will not outperform Bitcoin for sure. If we take also if we take a look at the overall market, we are seeing right now, if we take a look at this over here, that the Bitcoin dominance is at 41%. At this part over here, and also the Ethereum dominance is very, very high. So the Ethereum dominance is at 19%. That is for sure something very significant, because this means that Ethereum still has the power to trade, well, not better, but say in its own pace and time. And that's also why Ethereum right now is currently performing so good compared to Bitcoin. Even once Bitcoin decides to drop, Ethereum follows, but it's still holding strong compared to Bitcoin. So that's for sure something very interesting. And as I told you right now, I personally think that Ethereum won't be heading even further down, that it will get supported inside or above the orange box, especially because once we took a look at Ethereum right now on the Bitcoin chart, we saw that the moving averages are supporting us on the daily time frame, and also on the 4-hourly and on the daily time frame the EMA ribbon is supporting. And if we take a look and the compared to Bitcoin chart, we could also take a look and at the MACD, and the MACD is the only indicator over there that's telling us that there is a downward momentum getting created. But if we take a look at the MACD on the Ethereum chart compared to Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we are seeing that we saw a minor momentum towards the upside getting started, but we're seeing a crossover on the MACD once again. So it is very likely that we will see downward momentum getting started, but I won't be as afraid as some people are, because we are still having major levels of support underneath us that will be very helpful once Ethereum decides to break towards the downside. So for sure, I won't be panicking at all. And as I told you before, if we head even further down, if we see perhaps a Bitcoin price of 25k, I personally think that is just a major sale tag that has been placed on top of Bitcoin, and that you are actually in the position to buy Bitcoin during sale. And who doesn't want to buy things with sale, right? I would like to. So I'm personally just waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 25k, because I would be for sure buying it. And if this fear goes all the way towards 20, or maybe we see the fear all the way towards 73 instead of 73 greed, I will be pumped to buy Bitcoin. And you could be saying that I'm crazy, but I think that if you buy Bitcoin at very cheap prices, the risk versus reward will be bigger and bigger and bigger. Because if you buy Bitcoin, once it's going up, you are actually too late. You would like to buy Bitcoin once you are in the position to buy it as cheap as possible. So this was just what I wanted to tell you lastly. For sure, if you are interested in other type of cryptocurrencies, don't forget to check out my channel. I have many types of cryptocurrency videos over there. You can watch everything that you want right there. And if you want me to take a look at a specific type of cryptocurrency and you would like me to make a video about it, don't hesitate to go down below the videos, where you will find not just my Discord server, but you will find also my email, and you can also send me an email with a video request if you would like to. So thank you once again for watching this live stream. I really appreciate you being here, and do not forget to register yourself on our Discord, where you will be able to exchange all your crypto knowledge with others. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I would be unfortunately leaving you for today. So thank you and have a nice day.